Well, hello everyone, this is Iwasaki1 here with my co-host.
Hello, it's William Bob from the Wise Kraken Dragon channel.
Yep, and this time we're actually going to be doing a commentary on a tactical RPG that I personally think it's better than Fire Emblem, but some people may disagree with me on this statement. But it is, well, when we come to the title screen, you'll see what it is. But it's part of the Shining Force series.
I want to say I think I may have played this at some point in my life, but I really can't remember. I did play Fire Emblem though, and that was a long time ago. But...
Well, this game is a tactical RPG, so really, when you start seeing the gameplay of it, it is like Fire Emblem, except on Sega Genesis, though, of course.
Yeah. My big three, I'd have to say, were, of course, Final Fantasy. Well, actually, maybe the big four: Final Fantasy Lunar, Phantasy Star, and what was that last one? Seventh Saga.
Yep, and we probably might end up doing a commentary over some of those games later on as this goes on, and plus when we have our other commentator actually join us once he gets stuff with whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so pretty much we're just going through the backstory about the Rune Frost people and all that kind of stuff, pretty much as you've been reading this whole title screen here so far.
Yeah, the text is going too fast. Let's pause it. Yeah, we'll wait.
Yeah, pretty much, or whatever sort of thing here. But pretty much it's just giving the whole backstory of the game. And really it's kind of, in a way, kind of generic as well too. But this is the game, Shining Force, the Legacy of the Great Intention, for the Sega Genesis.
Cool.
Yeah, but like I said though, it's pretty much kind of a generic kind of story if you get down to it, just like any other RPG, except it's, hey look, a Dark Dragon's coming back, and guess what? Some heroes stopped him before, but now that he's been, like some years have passed, like some 1,000 years or whatever, guess what? He's gonna be coming back. So, whoopee.
That's one of the things that always irritated me about some RPGs, where they'd have that text to go. Beep, 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 beep. It's like, oh my god, does it have to do that? And then some RPGs you could speed up the text like you can there.
Yeah.
And others you could not speed up the text, and others like, do I even dread to mention Magic Knight Rebirth? You can't skip because there's talking, and you can't skip it when there's talking.
Pretty much. So, you can name this character any way you want, but officially, this main character that we know here, his name is Max. He is the
Name
leader of the... Huh?
Name Assman. Cosmo Kramer.
Well, you're gonna be playing with him a lot in this case. Yeah, so pretty much, we're gonna be stuck in the first chapter for maybe about 2 to maybe 3 or 4 videos, depending how things go. So it gives you an idea. So here we are.
You named him Max. Why again? Because of Goof Troop? Is that a reference there, or what is that?
Wait, what was that again?
You named him Max because of reference to Goof Troop? Is that what's going on here?
No, that's just what the character's officially named when it comes to the Shining Force series.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so whether I could have named them like after myself or someone else, but I'm just doing what the official names are for this game. So we're just kind of going off from here. But there was like, I think, like I say kind of as a cheat or whatever, but when you get other party members, you actually could change their names if you wanted to, but I don't think there was I forget how you do that though, and everything else.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, so pretty much, Shining Force 1 here, I think comes after a game called Shining in the Darkness, which was a dungeon crawl first-person perspective game. Now, exactly like in a timeline, since like how all these games go, I couldn't tell you. The only ones I know that actually go well is this game, Shining Force CD, which is a remake of the Game Gear games of whatever they were called. I can't remember at this moment. And then Shining Force 2 right after that there. So whether some of the other ones kind of connect with this game or different, I'm not 100% sure on that either.
Yeah, alright. Huh. So, This was an anime too, wasn't it? I remember. I
I
think.
think they might have made an anime series out of this. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. And viewers, if there was, let us know. If not, whatever.
They did with Matt. Geez, yeah, of course, Magic Nightmare. And then they also did an anime, Fire Emblem and Final Fantasy. And no, I'm not talking about Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. No, I'm talking about Final Fantasy. I think it's. Hang on a second. Take a look. I think it's Legend of the Crystals. Is it?
Might
Yes.
be.
Yep. Legend of the Crystals, Final Fantasy.
Yep.
I have those on tape. I need to watch those again sometime.
Yep, so this guy here, Gort, he is one of the other party members that actually joins you later on here. He may not look it right here, but he's supposed to be a dwarf, even though he looks kind of human in his portrait. I don't know, you tell me.
Yeah, well, he looked a little bit like like a dwarf, you know, it's the beards. And remember, no one tosses a dwarf.
You're a dwarf.
Just don't tell the elf.
Huh?
Just don't tell the elf.
And people, you should get that reference, even if you're not a big fantasy nerd. Everyone should at least get that reference.
Yeah. That's like a no-brainer there, especially since they have books that have been turned into movies now.
Yep. And I also saw a someone named PJ. Take a guess from there and you got it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I once tried turning my favorite book into a movie, but it wouldn't fit in the VCR. Isn't that what you do with books? You're supposed to stick them in a VCR.
That's taking it literal, my friend. And this is also someone else named May, Farios, and she is Farios' daughter. If you wonder who Farios was, he's that centaur who was training Max at the beginning of the game. And yes, again, this is pretty much kind of like a generic one there. I mean, we get centaurs, wizards, mages, dwarves, as you just saw there, humans, you know, though of course are kind of in this and all that stuff. But then later on, you get some other party members of different species in this game and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it's kind of slow. This game is kind of slow compared to Shining Force.
Yeah, centaur, cool. I've never seen a there's a centaur down there. I've never seen a centaur in a RPG unless didn't Stick of Truth have a centaur in it?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it just had Nazi zombies.
Yep, pretty much. But yeah, so like I said, it's kind of the standard fantasy stuff there and everything else. But what's kind of nice about Shining Force is that with different units, you get to see them as different creatures and all that stuff, which is actually a nice little bonus. So it's not as too generic and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yep, so the Kingsman was just telling us saying, well, we have to go to this gate that has the key that opens up the dark doors, this and that, and everything else, pretty much, in case you guys weren't listening to us ramble here, of course.
Ramble about what?
About different things, including what's going on in this game. After all, this is kind of a RPG that doesn't have any cutscenes really much in this. So, take a pick.
Well, it doesn't really have cutscenes because it's one of those cartridges, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yep, so pretty much we're gonna begin our first party members here. Actually, meet Luke the human. What's actually kind of interesting is either him or Lo, the healer that you first saw. Yeah, they have a name translation. There's Ken the knight, Tao the mage, and then you got Hans the archer.
He looks like a high elf. He's all yellow and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. So pretty much we got a human, knight one there, mage and elf there, and now we get our best friend Lo to come with us.
There dark elves in this?
No, there's no dark elves in this. I could be wrong. There could be too. I don't know. It's been a while since I played this game.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing you don't see as much. You don't see dark elves as much in RPGs and less than like in Elder Scrolls they did, and they were always so hideous looking, you know. And elves are supposed to be beautiful, and they finally fixed it in ESO. Finally, and like they have beautiful dark elves. I'm so happy.
Yep, so where we're at right now is the Shining Force's headquarters. So how this works is that That red carpet there you see is your active, what was it? Your active party members and everything else. As your forces get bigger, you will have other like party members like doing different things. Like some of them will be like in the back chilling, having drinks. Some of them will be sleeping and all that stuff. You, as I kind of show off the place, you'll get what I mean here. Just like you kind of see for yourself right here. So there's the bedroom. Some people will be sleeping in there. You go to the right. Here's like the freaking lounge where like everyone will be drinking, having a good time, this and that, and everything else.
Yeah. See, at least in this, I noticed you move faster, unlike some other RPGs where you move slower than a sloth stuck in molasses in January.
Yeah, pretty much you could say that. And Nova over here, he pretty much is either you give him, he'll give you some advice for the upcoming battle, or you can switch out forces, pretty much switch out party members and all that stuff. And right now we're just kind of taking a look at everyone's stats here, pretty much. But as the game goes on later, there'll be some that you will switch out depending on your playing style and everything else. As a heads up, mostly I will be keeping what was it, Luke, Tao, maybe Ken later, and I will be ditching Hans though, as this game goes on later on. Yeah, so in Low, well, yeah, I would just keep him as a healer. I mean, like at the beginning, like in chapter 1 here, you're gonna get like 3 different healers. You already got Low, there's one that you get optional, and there's one that goes through story progression as well too, so you always see as we go along.
Now, it's been hard for me to tell right now if this game is structured where you have where your menu set I can't think tonight. Your character menu is set up where it's very, very simple. And see, it's like in Final Fantasy, they actually got that down pat, you know, where you just hit one button, it brings up your menu, and then everything's like listed in tabs. You click on that tab. It looks like in this is one of those games where, because it looks like you have the up, down, left, right thing for your menu. You like in Wild Arms, you know, when you use up, down, left, right to attack for your attack options. I hate that. That is so annoying.
Well, it's only for equipping items and everything, but as the game kind of goes on, again, since this is only a tactical RPG and not like a hack and slash, like how Final Fantasy 13 with lightning comes around. Yeah,
oh, yeah.
There you go. So you'll kind of see, like I said, for viewers who are wondering, like I said earlier, this game is kind of like Fire Emblem, except the only good thing about Shining Force is that any of your characters die, you can bring them back to life.
That's good. Yeah, there are some games where if your characters died, they were permanently dead. And that was like in Saga Frontier. If you had like a time limit, you didn't revive them within that time limit, they were dead, meaning they are unrevivable.
Yep, and like Fire Emblem, once your character is KO'd, yeah, they'll do like their, I guess, like whatever their little speech is or whatever, and then they pretty much die, and you can't revive them either too. Which was kind of a turn off for me, because I played this game here first, and I'm going, hey look, Fire Emblem, I bet I can revive my characters, right? Until some of them died, it's like, oh, damn it.
Yeah, there were certain RPGs where they really didn't explain well how to like revive characters, and one I could think of, it was really good, but I mean, it was a really good game, but there were a few things they needed to fix, and that was Saga Frontier. I mean, sorry, not Saga Frontier. I meant Xenogears. I don't know why I said Saga Frontier, but yeah, Xenogears. It took me until the first major city you get to, and that's like 5 or 6 hours into the game, how to revive downed, KO'd characters, because being in my early years of high school, I didn't realize what KO status was. So I had all these items for reviving KO status, and here me being so used to Final Fantasy, I'm thinking, okay, it's made by Squaresoft, so a Phoenix Down revives down characters, and then I found out later on, oh, they don't have Phoenix Down in this. They have something that this, revives it when your characters are KO'd. I'm like, oh, that's what it does.
Yeah.
And it doesn't tell you in the manual either. They should tell you that in the manual. It's so stupid if you're a first timer playing an RPG.
Yeah, pretty much. So this priest here that you're going to be seeing here, he has some different features that that you're gonna be seeing him for. For example, like saving the game is one of them. If you need to revive your party members, well, yes, it does cost gold to revive them. Depending on it, it could be either cheap or very freaking expensive. He can revive them. He can also cure them of any curses, this and that. And also later on in this game, when characters start to become higher enough, you can actually start to promote them to the next class. As weird as that sounds to say.
Huh.
Yeah, so
Cool.
right now, our main character here, Max, he's what you call a swordsman, and then later on he becomes like a master swordsman or whatever as the game goes on and so forth.
Did they actually tell you where to go in this one, unlike, what was it, earlier Final Fantasy games? And what was that other one that had the same artist from Dragon Ball Z? It was,
Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that one, I mean, again, that one, they don't tell you where to go? Oh, great.
Kind of in this here. I mean, they'll give you a hint, but this is kind of more of, hey, I just gotta pay attention and all that stuff. So, you got two characters over here. You got Gong over here, and yes, he is a monk, so make the jokes here and now, folks. But yeah, he is another healer, and he also is not a bad fighter, but he's kind of a mixed bag, really. But he's one of the characters you can get, and you can miss him completely if you didn't go to this little house. But then the other character, you saw that dog-looking thing named Jorget, or something like that. He becomes a playable character later on, but he's more of a joke character than anything else. And we get another one, but that won't be happening in this video. It'll probably be happening either in next video or the video after that. So right now, I'm just kind of showing off the enemy people and what attacks they have and everything else. So this is kind of pretty much your first major battle, and what's to be expected? Well, yeah, Dark Dwarves are people you don't want to die early, because a lot of your people, what was it? If they do 6 damage, and that's 12, so they can knock out characters out pretty quickly sometimes. So keep that in mind. And plus, your characters can attack again. Later on, like in Shining Force 2, or I think in Shining Force CD, they give a character where they can actually do a counter attack, pretty much. And everything else. So, that gives you an idea.
It's kind of like Vandal Hearts, huh? Where it's all strategy based, huh?
Yep, and like I said, like right now, this should be kind of reminding you of Fire Emblem, like the way how everyone's moving around and all that stuff. Except it's just kind of fast and not really fancy, like it's the enemy's phase and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is what mostly the game's gonna be like and everything else. So one thing people may wonder is, well, okay, so Max or whoever that character you're mostly controlling, what if he dies? Well, pretty much.
Oh, cool.
Pretty much the battle will end right there, and while you don't lose anything, that just means you have to redo the whole freaking battle, and it's like, oh, damn it. But that's sometimes a good thing and a bad thing, because the only way you level up in this game is by going through these battles. And also, people may be wondering, well, how the hell am I gonna get level up if I keep winning all these battles in one single blow? Well, pretty much either A, you die with Max, which is really no consequence besides restarting the whole battle, or use a magic spell that the main character has. It's called Egress. Pretty much, hey, I'm going back to town. That's pretty much what that whole spell is. So that gives you like the idea of how you would level up in this game here and so forth.
Watching you play this kind of reminds me of chess, and it makes me think of the game Star Wars Chess. You really need to do a commentary on that one.
Yeah, we can sooner or later when we get up to that point. Yep, so...
Yeah. Tinkerbell!
Yep, well, that's how the healers will give most of their experience. The healers, they suck at attacking, so don't use them to attack unless the enemy has 1 HP, which I like to do just for the hell of it. Just it's like, hey, this tough enemy give me all this problem, but the healer is able to knock him out. Boom! But, other than that, though, don't use him to really attack much, like I kind of did with Gong. I just want to see how much damage he does, but it's okay, personally. Each character can attack differently. Hans here, who's an archer, he can attack in a diamond shape formation. And I know it's kind of going by fast, but when you attack, you will see like different shaded squares, and depending of what enemies there, you can attack them. Same thing when it comes to magic, and you can actually change the different spell levels as well too. And you will see more of that in action. That's what I mean by they can attack twice like that, which is freaking BS sometimes. But your units can do the same thing too. Now, how that happens, when it happens, I couldn't tell you, because really it's all kind of random from my understanding. Unless someone out there who's a Shining Force fanatic knows this game better than I do, they can tell us. And also, you may see that land effect that's up there in the top left corner over there. That you know, if you move your characters on different terrains and everything. Well, that does come into play depending on which character it is and how it works. I'm not 100%, but I just know it comes into play depending on how things go.
Yeah, very interesting.
Well, not only that though, but later on I know you get flying units and everything else. And now when you hear that kind of sound, that means they're about ready to do a critical hit there, or as that text said, did deadly damage. And that's something you always want to see when you get it, because it's like, yes! Finally, I knocked this guy out.
Cool.
And pretty much like I said, this is how all these battles are gonna go. But as a future thing, I will be editing down these battles out. Editing them out pretty much. Well, no, let me rephrase that. Not editing them out, but condensing them down, because there'll be some times where what was it here? You try moving around here, but the enemy doesn't do anything, or you're stuck in one like bottleneck of a area and you can't move out yet until like maybe like 10 or 7 minutes in. So yeah, that's what I mean by I'll be editing some of those boring parts out. So,
alright.
Other than that, this is kind of a more of a quick battle really than anything else. And plus, you shouldn't really lose here, and if you do, don't worry about it. Just use this as what they call it, as a training battle. And which grinding for EXP, so don't really sweat it too much. And say goodbye to Gong, everyone, because he's going to die.
You pretty much... Wow, that was quick.
Yeah, that's why I said he's about to die. So at this moment in time, like I said, the Dark Dwarves are mostly going to be the guys who you really want to knock out quickly. The Goblins are there, and as if you've been watching, they do 1 damage. So really, they're nothing too worried about unless they attack your healers and everything else. And what's good about the Knights is that in this whole game, you give them 2 different weapons, spears and lance. And what I like to do with each damn it, he missed. Damn it, Ken. But anyway, so what's good about the Knights is that, like I said, they have 2 different weapons. Spears are mostly for the throwing, and the lances are more for close combat. So really, it's just good to have something, have them with both weapons on, and it's just depending on your situation, use them correctly. And here's our first magic spell, Blaze here.
These are pretty fast-paced battles, it looks like.
Yeah, well, that's because I'm just kind of going by this fast, since I kind of already played this before, and plus, really, you guys don't want to be sitting down there and watching, like, battle text. You guys want to see the action, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I make it kind of go by fast and everything else, which is, I guess, not bad, but at the same time, people will be like, no, we want to read the text. It's going, why? You see what they're doing right here. So, well, about getting close to the ending of this battle here, and I'm kind of thinking, well, what am I going to do here? Am I going to cast Blaze on this dwarf? Of course I am. And I also forgot to mention, later on in this game here too, you also get flying units as well. And what I mean by that, well, you'll see what I mean when it comes down to it. And plus, you can also get some other characters that are kind of like extra characters you can get as well and everything. So I will be trying to get all the characters as we go along in this game and stuff like that. And this is what I mean by the healer. Hey, 1 health left? Guess what? The healer's gonna knock you out. Watch. Boom. And he only did 1 damage and knocked out the big tough guy. Yeah, so what do you think about this game here so far? Sorry, Bob.
Seems like it might be pretty interesting. I don't know if it'd be something I could get into though, because it's got that. I mean, the ones that are strategy based, like Tactics Ogre, Final Fantasy Tactics, Vandal Hearts. This one apparently, you know, I don't know. I just don't have like the concentration for strategy games as much as I do more action based role playing games, like pretty much everything out there that's, you know, a copy of Final Fantasy. One thing that I would have to say though, that I would probably play a strategy-based RPG more than wanting to play Vandal Hearts, partly because of the combat system. And if you played Vandal Hearts, you might agree with me. The combat system is complete bull pucky. I mean, it would have been a so much better game if they didn't have that stupid timed combo stuff. It's worse than the combos in Saga, yeah. Why do we keep saying Saga Frontier? Oi, Xenogears there. I prefer Xenogears over Shadow Hearts. Don't get me wrong, Shadow Hearts is a great game. Still have yet to finish it.
Yeah. So now that we actually being the night here, well, guess what? We have actually completed our first real battle with one casualty of Gone being dead. Wow, wow. So once you exit out here, this is the second battle here. And no, we will not be getting through this second battle in this video because, like I said, it is pretty long. And pretty much if you see how this battle plays out, well, pretty much we have to go through the mountain side, go all the way north. But if you see kind of that bottleneck passageway, that's what I mean. There is, it takes a while just for even us to even get going here, like at all. Because barely like anyone can move here, like at all. So that's what I mean by I'll be editing this down so that way you don't have to see me like spend like 7 or 5 minutes or whatever I said earlier just to get through. Yeah. So pretty much we'll be saving that for part 2 here everyone.
Yeah, eventually we need to, looking at my other games I got here, eventually we need to do a commentary on Rule of Rose, but I don't know if I want to torture myself just yet.
Well, can't be worse than the game I have over here, Sonic 06.
Yeah, I don't know. we could do a video, you know, playing both at the same time. Yeah.
So pretty much here, folks. Thanks for joining us here for the commentary of Shining Force, the Legacy of the Great Intention, Part 1 here, and we will see you next time for Part 2 and for some other videos.
Yay!